The NHL has never seen this before. Cale Makar, defenseman for the Colorado Avalanche, is on pace to accomplish a feat that has not been done by a defenseman in the National Hockey League in over 30 years. And the conversation surrounding Makar and his potential to accomplish this specific feat, which we'll dive into in just a moment here, it's very exciting considering that the reigning Norris Trophy winners game for the Colorado Avalanche and just his overall game as a defenseman is continuing to improve and get better and better throughout the course of his career in the National Hockey League. It's obviously widely talked about that he's considered the best defenseman in the National Hockey League as of right now. He may even go down as one of the best defensemen to ever play the game. And what he may accomplish this season in a few different categories on a personal level, and more notably for the Colorado Avalanche in their season in hopes to try to make another deep run in the Stanley Cup playoffs, is very impressive for the Avs. And we're going to break it all down, talk about everything you need to know surrounding Cale Makar, the leader in points as in defenseman for the Colorado Avalanche as it stands right now in the league. We're going to break it all down, and we're going to talk about it right here today on Avalanche Digest. Hope everybody's having a phenomenal day. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for being here and watching our videos. One more thing I want to thank you for is to subscribe to the channel. If you're part of that 22%, thank you so much. But if you're part of that 78%, you don't get a thank you quite yet for subscribing. Exit out of that video, hit that free subscribe button. Join the fastest growing, best possible source for Colorado Avalanche news and updates. We are giving you daily storylines, news, trade rumors, game updates, literally everything you need to know as far as the Colorado Avalanche. We are providing the information here at Avalanche Digest. So like I said, hit that free subscribe button. You will not regret it. So thank you for supporting. Thank you for helping us in trying to reach our goal to get to 2,000 subscribers. We're just about to that 1,500 mark. Our goal is by the end of the month of November. It's November 3rd, brand new month. We're trying to get all the way to 2,000 subscribers. That is our goal for this month. So help us with that goal. Help us continue to be one of the fastest growing sources for Colorado Avalanche news here on YouTube, as well as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. You can stream our episodes there as well. All right, let's talk about the reigning Norris Trophy winner, the best defenseman in the National Hockey League, Cale Makar. Take a look at this crazy stat. This is what Cale Makar is on pace to accomplish this season. 25 goals, 88 assists, and 113 points. Folks, we've talked about it on the channel already before the season started. I predicted it myself. I think Cale Makar is going to break 100 points as a defenseman this year for the first time in his career. And what do you know? He's on pace to do so in very comfortable fashion. Obviously, on pace to score 113 points right now. It would be the first time in 36 years that a defenseman scored this many points in the National Hockey League. Now, obviously, barring his consistency staying where it's at and hoping that no injuries occur, anything like that, knock on wood, this is very possible for Cale Makar, considering what he's been able to accomplish already this season. He has been having a lights out year already, both offensively and defensively. The way that he plays on the back check, the way that he plays up at the blue line, and the way that he defends offensive pressure coming from the other opponents that we faced, it's unreal. And then on top of the way that he plays defense, how much offense he's able to produce. He had a 4-assist night against the New Jersey Devils, who are one of the hottest teams in the league the other night. It's unreal. And it just goes to show that Cale Makar is definitely considered the best defenseman in the league right now, and he's on pace to accomplish something that hasn't been done by a defenseman in over 36 years. Taking a look at his last 5 games, going from bottom to top here. That's the order leading up to the last game that the Avs had. All the way back on October 25th, he had an assist and a point. On October 26th against the New Jersey Devils in New Jersey, he had 1 assist for a point as well. And then at home in that insane 12-goal game, 8-4 win over the New Jersey Devils at home, he had 4 assists for 4 points, which was unreal to see him get 4 assists and 4 points. Just insane that a defenseman's able to do something like that against one of the hottest teams in the NHL, which we're actually going to dive a little bit more into the specifics of that game in just a little bit here. But after that game against Vegas, had a goal and an assist for 2 points, and then had an assist in the loss against San Jose, but just the 1 assist. But still, he is a point per game right now. He is generating all sorts of offense. He's finding a lot of assist opportunities up at the blue line, which is his primary job as kind of an offensive defenseman. But what I love about Cale Makar's game offensively is how much of a balance that he has between his play at the top of the blue line and how he alternates feeding the puck down low versus shooting it himself, because we know that he's capable of walking it in at the top of the blue line and dangling with his stick around defensemen in the top of the slot and finding angles to take shots and even angles to get tips right in front of the slot near the crease. It's very impressive how Cale Makar is able to find the balance between doing that and having remarkable feeds down low to players like MacKinnon, Necas, Lehkonen, any of those top six, bottom six forwards who are on the left and the right, or even the guys that are down in the slot. He's remarkable at finding those feeds and playing the game that he plays. And it shows in terms of what he's accomplished so far this season. So taking a look at his stats so far this year, in 13 games, he's got 4 goals and 14 assists for 18 points already. Unreal that he's already almost at 20 points. It's crazy to think how much offense he's able to generate on top of, if you watch him play defense, because I don't feel like a lot of people appreciate the way that he plays defense as much as they should, his stick work and the way that he works on the back check, and more specifically on the back check, but also on the forecheck too. He's such an efficient defenseman in the neutral zone, and anybody that's being covered by him usually not able to find gaps and find space to get to opportune places on the ice to score. But obviously we're talking about the points here in 13 games, 4 goals, 14 assists for 18 points. And then you see right there, we just talked about it a second ago, but what he's on pace for, 25 goals, 88 assists for 113 points, which would be unreal. He had 30 goals last year, which he was the first defenseman to do that in a very long time as well. I believe it was 2008-9 was the last time that a defenseman scored 30 goals. We may even see him get up to that mark again. He's obviously a little bit behind based on where he was at this point last year, but on pace to have a remarkable season point-wise, and on pace to potentially make another run at winning the Norris Trophy, which we're going to dive into that conversation a little bit later in the video as well. And then just to top it all off, I mean, we just talked about his line. He's got 4 goals, 14 assists for 18 points. Look at the gap between him at the top of the point mark in terms of all defensemen in the National Hockey League as of today versus everybody else that is below him. Cale Makar has 18 points. There's a 7-point gap between the 4 defensemen that are tied for second place. Lane Hudson, Josh Maurice, Jake Sanderson, and Adam Fox, all with 11 points. As defensemen in the National Hockey League right now, Cale Makar is well over that gap. And then I don't want to spend too much time talking about this because I do think it gets over-discussed in the media, but notice how Quinn Hughes' name is not even on this list right now. I know it's early in the season, but everybody is always saying that there's not even a question. It's always been Quinn Hughes who's the better defenseman. I don't think it's even a question that Cale Makar is the better defenseman, and it seems to be that Quinn Hughes is trending down a little bit on a struggling Vancouver Canucks team this season. And then take a look at this crazy stat that we got here from Bench Rates on X. The NHL Hart Trophy tracker based on paid contributors on November 3rd. Look who is at the top of that list. This is to win the Hart Trophy, not the Norris Trophy, the MVP of the National Hockey League, the Hart Trophy that Nathan MacKinnon recently won as well. Number 1 in the race to as far as the predicted race to win the Hart Trophy right now, Cale Makar. And it does not surprise me at all. He's on pace to achieve a feat that a defenseman hasn't done in over 36 years, which is get up to that plus 100 point mark. 113 points is what he's on pace for. And he's playing lights out defense. And you even see Nathan MacKinnon on there as well. Our top 2 players, arguably some of the top 2 players in the league, our shining stars are continuing to do what they need to be doing on the ice as far as production goes for the Avs. And it's very exciting stuff for Colorado. And then hinted at this a little bit ago, but wanted to touch on it again. During that New Jersey game in Denver, I was actually at the game in person. It was an unreal game to watch. Got to see all those amazing goals right in front of me. It was a very fun game to be at in person and to get to, analyze it and break it down a little bit more in depth because I was sitting right there watching it. But his 4 assists that night ties his career high, which is 2 previous instances. It is the most by an NHL blue liner this season. It also ties the Avs and the Nordiques record for most in a game by a defenseman. So it is all over. Cale Makar's all over these records and these feats that are being broken, not just by Avalanche defensemen, but by defensemen in the National Hockey League, which is just so exciting. So Cale Makar on pace to have a phenomenal season, potentially get to a mark as far as points go that hasn't been done in a very long time. And something else that he's potentially in line to do is win the Norris Trophy back-to-back times for the first time since 2005, 2006, and 2007, 2008. Somewhere in that time frame, the Norris Trophy was won back-to-back times, and Cale Makar is potentially on pace to do that again, considering that he's the reigning Norris Trophy winner, and he's having a lights-out season already, so he may win that award back-to-back, which would be something else that a defenseman hasn't done in quite some time. Cale Makar continues to be one of the best defensemen in the league and one of the best players out on the ice for the Colorado Avalanche. How cool as well for the Makar family to get Taylor Makar making his NHL debut. What a surreal moment for those two guys to both be out on the ice wearing Av sweaters and wearing their last name and playing together as brothers. Just really cool stuff. First brother pair in Avalanche history to ever play on the same team as blood brothers. Like I said, surreal moment for Cale, Taylor, his family, their family. I mean, just really cool stuff. But that's going to do it for us today on Avalanche Digest. Let us know how you're feeling about Cale Makar and if you think that he's going to be able to accomplish a feat like this, and if you think he's going to win the Norris Trophy back-to-back times and maybe even win the Hart Trophy. Let us know down in the comments. Let us know how you think our content is. We love interacting with you guys in the comments. You guys know it is super fun, and we want you guys in the comments letting us know how you feel and all that stuff. So thank you so much for tuning in to Avs Digest. We will talk to you soon. We'll be keeping you updated on all things Colorado Avalanche hockey. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great rest of your day.